So a group of black vacationers saved and sacrificed for the trip of a lifetime, 7 days sailing through the British Virgin Islands. They were expecting an unforgettable luxury experience, but when they got there, they realized it wasn't the trip they'd paid for. Here's Larry Miller with tonight's WUSA 9 original, Travel Nightmare.
That's a big smile. You're clearly like in your element.
Oh yeah, I had a good time.
There's no mistaking the joy of Linda Giles. Sailing is a passion. So when two friends tagged her in a post on Facebook about the chance to sail the British Virgin Islands with other black sailors, she hopped on it. The Black Yacht Week trip was being organized by a company called Black Travel Movement out of North Carolina. It organizes trips all over the world. LaShonda Wilson was also on the trip. She and Giles are friends.
To be out in large numbers and supporting a black-owned business, is a big deal.
Vacationers would pay between $29.50 and $33.50 for the trip, depending on the package.
Even though it was way more money than I had to pay to go sailing, I just wanted to have that experience.
The itinerary included stops to places like the island of Anegada and Sandy Cay National Park. The boats would come with staff, a captain, and gourmet chef.
You're expecting definitely a trip of a lifetime. You're expecting to have an amazing time when you get out there.
Was it that for you?
It was definitely an interesting experience and not at all what I expected.
Giles says it all started with the lack of communication with Reggie Cummings, the owner of Black Travel Movement.
He wasn't very responsive.
Giles says calls and text messages often went unanswered. It still does.
Flight attendants prepare for takeoff.
So we flew down to North Carolina, where Cummings lives, to talk one-on-one about the problems.
So here's what it is.
We'll get to that in a minute, but more on the trip itself. Eventually, close to 250 black sailors made it down to the BVI to begin their 7-day vacation. The 26 boats, food, alcohol, and staff were provided by Dream Yacht Charter. The Annapolis-based company signed a contract with Cummings. But more problems would bubble to the surface. Many had to find transportation on their own, from the airport to the launch site. Transportation was supposed to be included in the package.
He indicated that he would also coordinate some reimbursements for those folks who had to come out of their pockets, roughly anywhere between $50. Some of our folks had to pay roughly $200.
Once down in the BVI, the problems would grow to a boil. The next problem, the boats.
We actually experienced a electrical outage the night that we boarded our boat. So we were without AC for the entire, evening.
Some of them had mechanical problems. Some of them had air conditioning problems, water pump problems, engine problems.
Attorneys representing Dream Yacht Charter say the company never received complaints regarding mechanical issues during the course of the trip, and therefore could not have addressed those concerns without notice. But the problems didn't stop there. Many of the boats didn't have enough food.
Oh my gosh, are we going to be on the boat without food or without drink?
And instead of gourmet meals,
there was bread, peanut butter and jelly, hamburgers, like no gourmet meal type of food.
The legal firm representing Dream Yacht Charter says that once the company learned about the food issues on the boats, they deployed speedboats with more food, even money for the captains. The lawyers say the problems were fixed in 2 days. But Giles says that wasn't the case. Many of the sailors had diet restrictions and didn't have food to eat.
Nothing that we had put into our menu plan was on the boat. It was just a bunch of food that they purchased.
Over the course of the trip, they would miss several of the islands they were scheduled to see. Based on the itinerary, this is what the trip should have looked like. But this is the route most of the boats took, bypassing at least 3 islands. Some of the biggest attractions, like Anegada.
You want to see the flamingos. Kind of build up in your mind the excitement around seeing those things.
The trip eventually comes to an end. The sailors leave the BVI feeling more taken advantage of than refreshed.
Because not one of the members on this trip wrote a check, made a payment, or of any kind to Dream Yacht Charters. They paid me.
Not only are we out of money, we're also in the situation of feeling like we were kind of duped by somebody who we supported.
Cummings sent out an email about 2 weeks later. In it, he said he was making an effort to address the issues. He even outlined a refund and reimbursement plan.
So when can they expect their money?
It's not as simple as I'll pay you next Tuesday or I'll pay you when this happens or that happens. It is a very, very complex conversation. and process to get to that.
The situation is made complex because Dream Yacht Charter and Black Travel Movement are locked in a legal battle. The Annapolis-based company says that Cummings failed to pay a balance of $500,000 before embarking on the trip. In their complaint, they claim Cummings assured them several times the balance would be paid, but Dream Yacht Charter says they never received the balance, even after Cummings signed a confession of judgment acknowledging he owed the money. Dream Yacht Charter is now suing Cummings for unjust enrichment, breach of contract, and fraud.
I'm not allowed to discuss the financial situation between me and Dream Yacht Charter's advice of my attorney.
Cummings' attorney in Maryland submitted a motion to vacate the judgment by confession. He wants it thrown out, claiming that Cummings was coerced into signing the document and not afforded an opportunity to seek the advice and counsel of an attorney. Joel Pearson was also on the trip.
What we're trying to do is organize, and we're trying to get our money back, and we're trying to follow legal channels.
The problems have prompted action by the vacationers. 8 complaints with the Better Business Bureau and 16 complaints with North Carolina's Consumer Protection Division were filed. And now the state's Justice Department told me they're also investigating Cummings for possible unfair and deceptive practices.
Circuit Court for Arundel County, Reggie Cummings.
Cummings' home desk was piled with letters from the state's Justice Department and the Better Business Bureau. Many of the letters were unopened and unanswered.
You know, some are concerned that a company that is supposed to really look out and protect Black people and their traveling experiences has, in fact, preyed on them. What do you say to that?
My first reaction was it hurt my feelings. Like, I've been an entrepreneur owning, managing businesses for 30 years. Never once have I ever been called unscrupulous in any form. And to have this happen, you know, really kind of set me back.
Larry Miller, WUSA 9.
So Larry asked Reggie Cummings the whereabouts of the money that he collected for the trip, and Cummings said the money was being held in an escrow account. So we followed up with Cummings' attorney. He couldn't confirm that that account actually exists.